give them a good stir around again, just to coat them in the oil as well, to give them plenty of flavour in the oil. Really, these are lovely at the end. I made these recently, and I say the side, they've just got that slight bit charred, gorgeous flavour off them. So we're just going to let those cook off for a minute or so. And here, as I said, we are using chicken today. So I have two chicken breasts, two medium chicken breasts. And you will find by the time you put in all the vegetables and the chicken, serve it with the rice, you really are probably going to feed about 4 people. So a little goes a long way. So we're just going to get our chicken and we're just going to slice it into small slices. So you can trim off any of the excess fat that's on it, because you don't want that on it. Take off any of the sort of little fatty bits or little sinews as well, get rid of them. And then we are going to slice these off. I'm just going to show you now what size. Just about that size. But again, as small or as chunky as you like, there's no rules on this one. Now, we're just going to slice through all of these. And then we're going to get them into the pan as well. So again, the same with the other chicken breast. It's just take off the little sinews or the little fatty bits. And then you're just going to slice it into nice thick slices. So this is a great one as well if you fancy getting the kids involved in the kitchen and get them making their own flavours in it as well. So they can add in whatever vegetables they like into it. And that's them done. So I'm just going to wash my hands quickly after using the meat, touching the meat. And we're just going to then look at getting that straight into the pan. So back to your onions here, give them a nice little stir around. And they are starting to soften down lovely. And just getting that nice little charred effect on the side as well. And then we're going to go straight in with our chicken. So we're just going to move the onions to one side. We're going to add another teeny little bit of our oil as well, because the onions seem to have absorbed all of it. So again, just a little scraping. Melt that down in the pan. And then in we go with our chicken. So just straight into the pan. And then we're just going to move it all around the pan to make sure it's hitting the base of it. So if you find that it's actually sort of clinging together in there, it's just using your spatula, break it up, just to make sure that it's not overlapping. And the reason I say that is because you want the chicken to be lovely and brown afterwards and not just sort of stew in there with sort of the white look. So I'm just going to move that all around there. Okay, now with that as well, I am actually going to add in a little bit of salt on it just while it's cooking. Just a little sprinkle. And as always, I'm using the lovely pink Himalayan salt. We're going to go in with some of our black pepper, which by now I'm sure you notice I love it. I tend to be a little bit heavy-handed with it. And then just give everything a bit of a little mix around. And turning over the chicken just to get the other side cooked as well. Now, whenever I talk to people about cooking chicken, it amazes me how long they cook it for. Get into the habit of not overcooking your chicken. It actually leaves an awful lot more flavour and moisture in it. For those little strips, you really are looking at probably about 4 minutes, 3 to 4 minutes. They cook so quickly. So don't think to yourself that you need to cook this for about 20 minutes. If you do, you will have very, very dry chicken and no flavour left in it, but exceptionally dry. So that is just looking fantastic there. I will show you that in 1 minute. And then we're just going to start to get the other bits of the recipe together. So I have here some yellow pepper, some red pepper as well. And I also have some munch too. So I have these left over in the fridge. But again, as I say, your green beans, strips of carrot, what else would you put in there? Even bits of leaf, anything at all you can get your hands on, okay? So it's a great little dish for using up the leftovers. Now that's all starting to brown lovely. And I'm just going to show you this now, what we are looking at here. So you can see there is that the chicken is getting a really nice colour to it, as is the onions as well. So we get that back on the heat. Any of the bits that you think is quite white looking, just flick them over to the other side, just to make sure they get a nice bit of colour on them as well. And if you really love your food spicy, you can go to town on this one, adding in loads of chili as well. So we're just going to turn that down ever so slightly, and we're just going to slice off some of our peppers. So again, don't be too fussy how you're doing it. Little chunks in there, little strips as well. But this all adds a load of lovely colour, and so at the end when you're serving it up, it just looks so bright and spring-like as well. So I'm going to use probably about one more bit of pepper. So again, you can bulk it up just with a little bit of meat and then bulk it out with all your veg. So in we go with our peppers, and you can see just how lovely and colourful that all is. And then we're also going to go in with a little handful of our mange too as well. And the mange too is you really only just want to soften it down because you do want that bit of crunch in it. So give everything a good stir around. We'll turn that heat back up again. We're still on a medium heat. And we only want to just basically soften down those peppers. So it's already smelling really, really lovely. Now, we're going to go in with a little bit of garlic. And the reason I'm going in so late with the garlic is that I don't want it to catch and burn. So again, about maybe 1 to 2 cloves of your garlic. And we're just going to take off the skin of it. It's a bit tougher than most of them. And then we are going to just flatten it down and then just very finely dice it. And again, you can use your garlic crusher if you like, but I tend to just go straight in with the chopping. Okay, in we go with our garlic over the top. We'll save that for the next dish. And then we're also going to start to now build up on the flavour. So give everything a little bit of a stir around. And that is really starting to take shape. I'm just going to show you the beautiful colours in there. You can see all the lovely greens and yellows and stuff. Just fantastic. So in we go with a little few of our flavourings. And the rule of this one is it's basically a teaspoon of smoked paprika, lovely Spanish flavour, Mexican flavour, a teaspoon of ground cumin, and a teaspoon of oregano. So it's very easy to remember, but your recipe is up there as well, so you can always refer back to it. So in we go with 2½ teaspoons of oregano, 2½ teaspoons of our ground cumin. The cumin gives it almost like a sort of sweet spice to it. It's really delicious. And then a teaspoon of our smoked paprika. Now the smell of smoked paprika is just divine. So around a teaspoon of that. And then we're just going to give everything a really good mix around. The smoked paprika, it's kind of like you've got that spice and that heat to it, but the smoky smell is just the traditional smell of the fajitas. It is gorgeous. And then you've got the lovely herbs from the oregano as well. Delicious. So I am just going to let them, I'm just coating all of the vegetables and the chicken in that, and I'm just letting them cook off for about a minute while it's tossing them around and letting the spices hit the heat. And what that will do is it's actually releasing all the lovely flavours from the spices and the herbs as well. So you can see how quick and easy that one is to make. So we're just going to let that cook for about another 30 seconds to a minute. We get rid of some of these. And then what we're going to do is at the end, I'm going to finish it off with a squeeze of lime juice as well, okay? So again, just keep mixing everything around. This is where the wok is brilliant because it's designed to cook foods very, very quickly as well. And when you're cutting the chicken, obviously, make sure they're all the same size when you're slicing them, because it means then that you know everything is cooked at the same time in there, and you don't have one piece of chicken half raw and the other one so dry you can barely eat it. So that is just looking fantastic. Now, I'm going to take one lime, and trick is with the lime to get the juice sort of flowing more easily is just press it down on your board, lean on it, and roll on it with your hand. And what that's doing is it's just breaking up the inner membrane, and then it's just allowing a bit more release of the juice. So we take half of that, and we're just going to go straight in and squeeze it straight into our pan. And the smell, oh my gosh, it's just gorgeous. It is so fresh and just really citrusy as well. So we're going to give that a bit of a mix around. Make sure all those gorgeous flavors there. Fantastic. Now, I'm going to remove that for the moment. And I'm just going to pop that to one side because that is effectively cooked. So it's so quick. What I'm going to do now is get on and show you how to make a really quick and simple Mexican rice to go with it. So we get ourselves another pan, get that onto the heat, and just start to warm that up as well. Into this, I'll just take this out of the way for the moment. Into this pan, we're going to be going with a little bit of garlic. So we're just going to peel that and slice that down. Now it's very subtle, this rice, but obviously if you do love the heat, you can stick in a red chili or a green chili in there as well to lift it. I have no fresh chilies, so I'm just going to go in with a little bit of dried chili. So again, just slice everything down nice and finely. Or grate it, or use your garlic press as well, whichever you like. And that is going to start to be the base of the flavour. So into our pan here, again, if you have another wok, that's perfect as well. I'm just going to go with a little tiny bit of oil. And just move that around the pan. And then I'm also just going to get my ingredients for my rice. So very simple. Again, I know what's going on at the moment and we don't always have access to every ingredient that we want all the time. So I have, turn that down slightly, I have a tin of cooked black beans drained off. So just out of the tin into a colander, rinse it off with cold water. So they are delicious. A fantastic source of iron as well for anybody. There's a little nutritional tip as well. A great source of protein, a great source of fiber as well. Just delicious. I have some just dried chilies. Absolutely. Always have them in your cupboard. It means you can always sort of lift and change the flavors on your dishes. I have just a pre-cooked pack of whole grain rice with quinoa as well. And I have some really tasty Greek olive oil, extra virgin olive oil. So first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go in with our garlic into the pan. A nice gentle, very gentle heat. Now I have that down very low. And we're just going to move that round, very gently. Now I'm going to go in with a little bit of our dried chilies, not much. Again, they are really potent, guys, so just be careful when you're cooking with them. And all I'm doing is gently sort of toasting them or frying them just to let that aroma come out and let the flavors come out of it. This is why it's really important to have the heat right down at a very low heat as well. So again, just let that cook there. And really, 30 seconds nearly does it. Maximum a minute, but to be honest with you, 30 seconds is loads. Same with the garlic as well. If you overcook the garlic, there's a likelihood of it going to burn, at which point you will get a kind of like rancid taste, like a burnt taste, which is not pleasant, but also as well as you lose all the health benefits as well. Okay, so with our rice, now, to be honest with you, with the fajitas, one to two of these pouches is loads. But I'm going to go in with about half of a pouch. And I'm just going to gently warm it in the pan. And I will show it to you now. It is just gorgeous. I'm going to finish it off with some lovely coriander as well. So you can see there is I am literally just warming it, because it's already cooked in the bag, obviously. You can do this with just plain quinoa as well. Really delicious. So I'm going to let that cook there for a couple of minutes, or warm through. And I'm also going to go in with a few tablespoons of our black beans. Now the black beans, obviously, again, are cooked and all as well. But by all means, if you buy dried beans and cook them off yourself, you can use them. You don't have to use black beans either. If you look in the fridge and you have in the cupboard for kidney beans or chickpeas or anything like that, go with them as well. It's whatever's there. Now, these are looking gorgeous. In with a little pinch of salt. I think we've enough heat from the chili rather than adding any more pepper. And that is just all going to be warmed through. And again, a little squeeze of our lime, just to give it that little Mexican flavor. Give it a good mix around. And that is really, oh my gosh, the smells from it's just beautiful. Just gorgeous. So again, nice gentle on that. And now what we're going to do is we're going to start to bring it all together. So again, today you can see how quick a dish it is. Really, if everything is sliced up and all ready to go, the cooking time is probably 10 minutes max. So I'm going to get myself a nice plate. And what I've done earlier as well is I just prepared a really nice spicy salsa. And on your salsa, that's good to go, that rice. In your salsa is one of those salsas where whatever you have in the fridge. The base of it is your red onion chopped finely. I tend to add tomatoes to mine because I love tomatoes. But you can add in a little bit of cucumber as well. You can add in sweet corn as well if you like. You can add in raw pepper as well, finely diced. Whatever you like in there. I add in some garlic, a little bit of chili, some lime juice, some fresh coriander, and again, back to some of my lovely extra virgin olive oil. So again, it is so fresh, really zingy as well, and it just goes delicious with the fajitas as well. So I just popped that on a lovely little ramekin. So I pop that there. Now, we're just going to start to sort of serve up the dish. And again, as per all the other cook-alongs as well, is if this isn't your bag of tricks, so you don't really fancy fajitas, I have lots of other recipes on my website, which is www.goodfoodnutrition.co.uk. Go in, loads of recipes there, and hopefully something takes your fancy. But also as well in my Facebook page, Good Food Nutrition, I'm always posting recipes and tips and stuff like that. So the idea really is to get people eating well, eating healthy, but doing it in such a way is that you don't need to be a chef to do it, and you don't need to know everything. Simple changes to your diet, simple little tricks that I feel is what makes the bigger difference to people. Now, we're going to just spoon this up. So again, get yourself some real good sort of spoonful of your rice. And we're just going to spoon them on there. So you can see the lovely black beans as well. Oh, they are gorgeous. So tasty. We'll give a good man-sized portion on this one. And you can be a bit posh on this one if you like and serve it in a little ramekin. But today, I'm not being too posh. So I'm just going to take that off for 1 second. And I'm going to spoon on some of our lovely fajita mix as well. So what you could do as well is you can actually bring it to the table in like your wok or your whatever you cooked it in, and just let people help themselves. Because sometimes maybe somebody might just want a little bit, or they might want loads. It also goes brilliantly with tortilla wraps or those tortilla shells as well. So you could be filling those with some sliced lettuce as well in there. You could have it with some sour cream, some natural yogurt in there. If you love your fajitas, you can, if you're putting them in wraps as well, some grated cheese or whatever, really whatever you want. And this is what I'm saying, the kids love these type of things because they can kind of build their own, and it makes sort of the food a little bit more exciting. So you can see all those beautiful, beautiful colours on there. And then I'm just going to pop some coriander on the top. There's not much left of my coriander plates, or coriander plants, so we'll see what we can get. But again, coriander and this goes beautifully together as well. So again, just a few little leaves. And as I say, if you do fancy trying this for tonight, the recipe is up there. And if you like it or you've made it, by all means, let us know as well, because I do like to hear when people are actually cooking the dishes and if they went well or if they didn't work for you, what didn't work. So by all means, feel free to pop up comments as well. And I'm just going to show you this one now. We pop on our salsa. So you can see there in about, I think that was maybe 20 minutes, 25 minutes, we have my lovely chicken fajitas with spicy salsa and my Mexican rice. And I'm just going to give you a little look about what that looks like, and then you can see yourself for when you're making it. So again, you can see all those beautiful colors there and the lovely salsa as well. But all of those is like, if you were handed that now, I don't think you'd be complaining too much on a Friday night. So I hope you all enjoyed that, guys. And as I say, if you do go to make it, do let me know. Send me a comment there, or even stick a photograph if you fancy. And again, I look forward to, I'll be back with you again on Monday at 3 o'clock. And for any other recipes, as I say, that you're looking to cook over the weekend, have a look at goodfoodnutrition.co.uk. And have a fantastic weekend, everybody, and I will see you all on Monday.